And now it's time for some amateur boxing action. This was taped at the Mexico versus New Mexico boxing tournament. It's Alejandro Valles representing the Mexican national team, taking on Albuquerque's own Marty, the machine gun mauler Maestas. And let's go to that action now. So let's jump right into the action now. Marty Maestas in the white shirt with the black trunks, and his opponent, the very tall opponent from the Mexican national team, that's Alejandro Salcedo Valles. He's a very highly rated amateur boxer in the world, and he's taking on our own Marty Maestas. Round one underway. Marty Maestas in the white shirt out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, calls himself the machine gun mauler, and if you've seen him fight in the past, you may know why. He's known for a windmill style, although right now he's having a little trouble, but he's banging back now with Valles. Both men mixing it up now. Oh man, both men landing solid shots now, and Maestas lands a good left hand and slips out. Alejandro Valles, the slick southpaw out of Mexico, taking on Marty Maestas here. Round one, we're just underway now. We're going to look at two amateur fights. And this is the first one. It's Marty Maestas representing the South San Jose Community Center boxing team. And there you see Valles slipping in that little left hand. Both men now just opening up. Maestas will definitely have to work around that reach advantage for the Mexican fighter. He's very tall and he's got a long reach, plus the southpaw style, so Maestas has a lot to work against right now. Boxing coming to you from the East San Jose Community Center here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dan Cisneros at ringside. And there you see on the screen, Marty Maestas is trained by Jim Johnson and Jake Valencia. So far, a pretty even match. Both men letting their hands go, and when one man starts to get the edge, the other man comes firing back, so it looks like it's going to be a good match. And there you see Maestas slipping in a left-hand flush on the face. And now a warning to Valles for holding. Maestas trying to work in behind that jab and get inside of that long reach of Valles. Marty Maestas has improved as a boxer. Every time out he gets a little more scientific. He's learning the fine points of boxing. And now you see Valles getting aggressive, and Maestas, the machine gun, comes firing back now. Marty Maestas with fast hands. He says he's about ready to turn pro, and he would really like to get revenge on his nemesis, Frank Estrada from Las Cruces. Frank has twice beaten Marty, and that's for the Golden Gloves, and he really wants that Golden Gloves before he turns pro. He says he's going to give it one more try. But right now he's got his hands full with Alejandro Valles from Mexico. Valles, one of the higher rated amateurs in the country of Mexico, and he comes on this national team taking the tour, and right now they're in Albuquerque fighting New Mexico's best fighters. And now you see Maestas just kind of hanging on, and Valles going to the midsection now, and that ends the first round. So a good even round, hard to score. Marty Maestas comes out now. We're underway in round two. And you see Valles again, the southpaw with the long reach and a very tall man for his weight. We're in the 147-pound open division. And now you see Valles kind of holding on to Maestas as Marty goes on the attack. There you see Marty again comes back and lands a good left hand. And now Valles comes answering back, and here goes Maestas back. So both men look like they're kind of counter punching, waiting for the other man and then coming back with some stuff. And you see Valles now trying to work a jab to the body. And Marty Maestas just being a little bit more aggressive, coming forward, and Valles trying to slip his way around the ring. And there you saw Maestas just missing with that combination. Again, he comes in with the right hand followed by the left. He's throwing a lot of right hands. That would be the plan to beat a southpaw. Marty Maestas, a very animated fighter. He's really something to see. If he wins or loses, he will he'll let you know how he feels about it when the decision is announced, usually. And there on the screen you see Marty Maestas has dedicated this fight to his trainer Jim Johnson, who recently lost his brother. And Marty wanted me to be sure to put that up on the screen, that he does dedicate this fight to Jim Johnson. Of course, Jim Johnson, the very popular trainer here in Albuquerque of amateurs. And Jim, along with Jake Valencia, training the San Jose Community Center boxing team. And right now you see Marty going to work on the body, and the mouthpiece comes flying out of Alejandro Valles. So a break in the action here as Valles loses his mouthpiece. Marty Maestas went on the attack and did a little shoe shine work on the body, and Valles' mouthpiece came flying out. So I don't know if he hit him that hard. Now you see Maestas getting real aggressive and letting his hands go, living up to his nickname. Again, Maestas coming back with the combination to the body and trying to finish with that right hand. There you see Marty again, letting his hands go, trying to score. He would really like to get this win over the Mexican national fighter. It would be a good feather in his cap here in his young amateur career. And now Valles trying to score. Maestas keeping his hands up, blocking a lot of those shots. Oh, but Valles gets in at the bell. At the bell, I don't know if that was before. Look at Maestas does a flip. Looked like Ozzie Smith. Okay, round three. This is the final round. It's been pretty close. First round was very close. Second round, maybe the edge to Maestas. And right now, the two are going at it. This is the USA versus Mexico. Actually, it's New Mexico versus Mexico. You've got a team of fighters from the state of New Mexico taking on a Mexican national team who have come out here to challenge the American fighters, and right now the two are going toe-to-toe. Valles hammering on the body of Maestas, and the referee calls for the, oh no, and a left hand off on the break by Valles, and Maestas is really knocked senseless there. On the break, the referee called for the break, and Valles just ripped a left hand to the head of Maestas, and he is going to get some time to clear his head. That was terrible on the part of the Mexican fighter. Boy, that had to take a lot out of Marty. Now he's going to get some time from the referee here. And Alejandro Valles, that was really an illegal move on his part, although I don't know, he may say he was letting the punch fly at the time. And now Maestas, angry, comes back and lands a good right hand. The two are just, no more boxing, they're fighting now. The two are just fighting, and Valles, the big man, just pushing Maestas back into the ropes. Marty just hanging on now, letting Valles burn himself out, and now he pushes down on, oh, and he hits on the break again. A left hand on the break. The referee called for the break, and Valles just hits Maestas right in the face. That will take a point away from Mr. Valles. So I think the referee has just about had enough of this guy. He's a good boxer, and he likes to rumble, but I don't know if he's getting frustrated or what, and he continues to hit on the break. Now he spits his mouthpiece out. And man, Mr. Valles was really coming on strong. He starts to fall apart here. And meanwhile, Marty Maestas getting more time to clear his head from that illegal shot to the head. This has been a very rough fight for these two. And action back underway now. You're watching the 8-count boxing hour. Marty Maestas and Alejandro Valles. Valles from Mexico, Maestas from the United States. Albuquerque, to be exact. And this has really been a very rugged fight. Marty Maestas maybe having a slight edge, and Valles was starting to pull back into contention, but that point deduction will really have to hurt him in the scoring. And right now, time running out. We're in the third round. Oh, a solid shot from Maestas, and here comes Valles right back. Now Maestas lets his hands fly. Marty, the machine gun Maestas, and he's taking some shots to the head now with time running out. Again, Valles on the attack, hammers Maestas back into the ropes. Marty continues to fight back, and he's really hurt here. He was really hurt, and that'll be a standing 8 count against Maestas. So Alejandro Valles starting to wear down Marty Maestas, who had taken a big lead early in this fight. And a point deduction against Valles, and now an 8 count against Maestas. So this third round has really been wild. And again, both men, Valles going to the head and Maestas fighting back to the body. So what do you like here? We got scoring from all angles. And that's the bell. That ends this fight. A wild one it was. And now we will have to depend on the judges for the decision. Whew. Really good action in this fight. And again, it could be very close. Valles scoring the 8 count, but also the point deduction is going to hurt him. And they might kind of cancel each other out here. Of course, the 8 count in boxing, in amateur boxing, is supposed to count no more than 1 clean scoring blow. So we'll have to see how the judges feel about this when they're just about ready with the decision. And both fighters a little nervous. And well, let's hear from the ring announcer and find out who won this exciting match. So Marty Maestas wins it the hard way, but he earned it. A good, hard-earned victory. A rugged fight from Albuquerque's own Marty, the machine gun mauler Maestas. And now let's go to some more action.